All right, so I got the new 2023 Nitro Beasts here with the Nitro Zero bindings. I got these bindings because these are more of the skate bindings. I actually had Aerotel's last Pro model before they switched over to the Beast model. Same board, just updated a few things. They have a new Euro shred sidewall, the center base too, and stuff like that. But these bindings, I really like these bindings. I had them in the Zero skate dive. That board is still in Norway thanks to COVID. I haven't been able to go back there. But anyways, you see I got it in a 151. I'm actually 6 foot tall, about 176 pounds or 73 kilos. I actually prefer to ride smaller boards, easier to turn. So anyways, go ahead and set this bad boy up and let's see how it goes. So I like to set my my bindings at -15, and now I gotta figure out where the hell I put that damn mini disc. I literally just had it. This is why you don't give me keys or anything important. I lose stuff within minutes. Anyways, so they use a mini disc. It allows the binding to actually shift more, I noticed. I use it this way, and this is the way you're kind of supposed to use it, but some people prefer, I don't know, for whatever godforsaken reason, why they do it this way so they can move the binding forward and backwards. Me personally, just not my cup of tea. So again, like I said, I ride at -15 in the back and +15 in the front. I'm kind of wanting to play with my stance a little and do like a -12, bring it in some, not be so ducked, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and just stick with what I've been riding for a while. So there's these little markings on the binding, and you can see where to put them. And it's in increments of 3. So let's see, there should be -15. So let's see if I can get that to lock in. There we go. So it does lock in. I think that may have been the wrong. It's hard to see in this bad light. Getting old. Okay, there we go. There's -15 right there. So now it's clipped in, boom, locked in, -15. And I go ahead and just use the center point on the board. Seems to just be a better starting point. And then as I ride, I kind of move it. So use the center point, and then I'll shift it out towards the side here a little bit. So here's a center point right there. Screws are lined up, and then I just kind of shift it a little bit right about there. Don't like a super ultra wide stance, but also don't like a super narrow closed end stance. And again, like I said, I kind of play with my stance because every board has like a different ride. So I have a Tech 9, a Rome, the other Nitro, I said it's an Aerotel last Pro model. And that's actually in a 155, and I just always felt it was just a little too big for me. I feel like if it was the size of my Tech 9 park board, which is a 153, it would have been perfect, but they didn't have it in a 153 in that model year, so kind of stuck with it what I have. But pretty stoked on this one now, so this should be pretty good. Okay, I don't ever like crank down my bolts right away just to make sure I can slide them, move them around a little bit if I need to. So, all right, this will be sped up in the in the After Effects. Okay, so that did not go in right. What the bloody hell? That is one thing you will notice when you're putting your board together, if the bolt sat right or not. Don't force it. It should just go in nice and smooth like this. If right off the rip it's going in kind of like tight, that means it's cross-threaded or it's not set right. So pull it back out and just kind of put it in again. So. And just kind of give them a nice, like I would say, barely past hand tight. Because, you know, this, you're going to have to do this again, like once you ride. the board will kind of like loosen up the bolts a little bit, and it's just the nature of the way the bolts sit in here. So I kind of wish they told us like an exact torque to set it to, because that would actually make more sense. But for some reason, no company's ever thought about telling us the exact torque specs. So then it just kind of slides back in, boom, 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 pop back down. I like to kind of push mine out just a smidge, like I would say right about there. That should be good. I kind of know where my what do you call it, my boots sit, so it's not a big deal for me. The cool thing about this this footbed is that usually that bolt just lines right up now because of the way it's designed to slide in and out. Again, so now I'm moving to the front one. Same thing. Go ahead and pull this out. First I gotta take the bolt out. So, all right. Someone had texted me, so I stopped the recording. That's the only downside using the DJI app on the iPhone. But hey, it is what it is. So you can kind of tell when it's time to pull it out, because it makes that sound, a little like weird clicking sound. Just slides right out, pull it up. Drop it a few times. Son of a mother. Getting too old for this, isn't it? Again, same thing, pop the disc out. So I said I ride positive 15 on the front. So that's good. I mean, negative 15 actually. So let's see. Although I don't really understand. Let's see, there we go. God, it's so bloody hard to see. There we go. Give it a little, I messed up. Sometimes you have to move the strap out of the way. Boom, clicks in like that. Same thing, start with the center. I just slide it slightly over, like so. I just kind of feel like, you know, the center of the board is pretty much where the actual, I guess, sweet spot of the board is per se. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, obviously the further you push so here's the idea. The further you're out from some center, supposedly the more stable you are. That's why like a lot of wakeboarders, and like when you go surfing and you do airs, you know, you kind of widen your stance. But I feel like in snowboarding, it's more, since it's so close to skateboarding, the way you pop an ollie and off the ramps and onto rails, that it's better to kind of do like more like a skate stance, you know. So, recommend getting the kind tool. It makes life a hell of a lot easier. And some people use the electric version. I'm not that lazy. I'm lazy, but not completely lazy. So let's see. That's son of a bitch. Did I sit right on it? I think it did. Again, like I said, make sure when you're running these through that you don't like crank them down too fast, because it should just kind of go nice and smooth in. And then you kind of feel it tighten up a little bit, which that's when you know when to go ahead and just start cranking it down. Because you definitely don't want to cross thread it. Oh, I think this one may have. Are you fucking kidding me? I feel like that one's cross threaded. No, it doesn't cross threading, thank God. Check this, pull it back out and double check the threads. No, it's just a Loctite on there. Okay, this was a little too thick. Get a sec. I was pretty sure it was a cross threading that thing. Again, that's why I say you don't force it. Don't ever force the. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not right. Just give it a few twists past hand tight. Don't want to go too far because you don't want to push the bolt through the board. Place brake again. Footbed should say, technically. I know what I'm doing, trust me on this. I'm not. Just need to get a haircut so I can see. Okay, slide that back. Boom. So I'll put it right about chair. Right about chair. Yeah. Go ahead and give this a little crank it down. Last little check over here, make sure that's in, Push everything down, make sure it's all snapping to old placey. And boom, there you go. Perfectly well stanced board. So, like I said, I like to use the center mounts for my starting point. Say just push the board, or just push the binding out. Definitely play with your stance a little bit. So this is probably gonna feel a little narrow to me at first because it's smaller than my other board. But again, I'm trying to switch up my style of riding a little bit. So it's, I mean, this is about the width of my foot, basically, what it is right now. I mean, so it's like, because you know your foot's this part right here. So this is just a little wider than my foot, as you can see. Or can you see? I hope you can see. So. All right, so this is just a little wider than my foot, because you know your foot's from like this point of your arm to this part of your wrist. So here it's actually like if I'm going from the actual hide back where it ends, you can see right there, and then it's just past. So here it's a little wider. So again, I might play with this a little bit because this board is smaller than most of my other boards I've been riding lately. So I'm a little curious to see if I'm going to move my stance one way or the other. But other than that, let you guys know how it rides. So one thing I should probably show you guys on these bindings, they actually have points like large, medium, small, and that's just to like for the size of I guess the boot you ride per se. So I ride an 8.5, so I'm probably gonna have to push this in. No, this is perfect. This is right at medium already set for me. Well, this one needs to be pushed back a little bit. It's kind of like crapped on. Let's see, check that again. Nah, I guess it's close enough. Anyways, so yeah, so there's this hide back here, couple bolts out here, and you can pull it out and then turn it into a large binding. Push it in, turns it into a small binding. Really cool feature. I really like that. So, all right, see you guys in the mountain. All right, just want to do a quick follow-up with you guys. Let you guys know that I went ahead and moved the bindings out one step further, kind of pushed them a little more, but kept it at the positive 15, negative 15 here, and it seems to work really well for me. You know, like I said, I always start at that center marking spot because I feel like that's where the manufacturer says the center of the board is, and you kind of just move your bindings from there until it feels comfortable. It literally took me like one quick lap, and I could tell, like, nope, I need to push them out. So anyways, went ahead and pushed them out, and really seemed to help me quite a bit. We'll say one thing I was surprised about was this deck here. I'm not really sure if you guys can see this in the light right here, but you can just kind of hear it. It is like a grip tape, something that I was really stoked on because I was like, oh man, I forgot to buy a stomp pad, you know, right? But you don't need a stomp pad with this board. You can just put your foot right on there and you got grip. It can even put it back here and do little wheelies and stuff like that when you're playing around from the lift to the park and stuff like that, or just strap it in. Anyways, board has a lot of pop in it. As you can see, it's like nice and springy, good camber, which is what I like. You know, I got that Rome tram line over there. That's my park board. I mean my powder board, and then my other park board, the Tech 9, which is also a good board. Got all three of these boards at Borderline Insanity up here in Vermont, which is vtsnowboarder.com, I think. Anyways, guy's really good over there. Takes care of his customers. You know, I have the team boots and the ultra boots, and I pretty much ride the ultra boots with the Rome board and the team with this board just because I need the response from the teams. So anyways, all I gotta say is just really great board. Really edges well, really quick to transition from one edge to the other. Super easy to do spins on. doing rails on this board was a blast. Actually, we started to mess around and do some front side 180 to 50/50s on the small rail over in the park, and a lot of board slides, of course, and other things like that. I have a couple of those videos between the two videos here. And anyways, one caveat, I guess I would say, with the setup of the bindings, but this may have been more me. I mean, I just didn't pay attention. This little strap right here, this little buckle should say, once you pull out like this, and it, you know, it allows you just to adjust where the strap sits on your boot. It must have been pulled out because I ate it on one rail, and it like popped out. I didn't realize it, and it was like, what the heck? And so, anyways. Sorry about that. I thought I was hearing something or someone. I don't know what that was. Anyways, what I was saying about the bindings, like I said, this little strap kind of popped out, whatever. And it's okay though. It was just something I think with me, you know, I just didn't pay attention to. I don't really mess with my forward lean, not my park boards. A little bit on my PAL board. Honestly, I don't think I even need to mess with it on my PAL board. A lot of people screw with forward lean, but I don't know, and I just don't seem to see a point of it. Anyways, we'll say the thing I really like about Nitro boards is this double thickness edge here. Compared to most other boards, I've had destroy these edges before, like hitting a rail or stuff like that, and that's what that's kind of designed for. So it allows it, you know, to really just go, you know, you go in the park and eat crap and hit rails and stuff like that, and it just doesn't like to get destroyed as quickly. You know, then of course, like I said earlier, has this Euro shred sidewalls, which definitely helps to absorb some of the impact. Overall though, really great board. Loving the response, loving the flex on this board. It's actually pretty much a pretty good flex. I give it a medium flex. I think they put it like a 8 on their website, on Nitro's website, but I mean, I say it's just straight medium. I mean, it's real easy to butter and stuff like that, and nose press and tail press and whatnot. So anyways, if you guys have any questions or comments, you know, just please let me know. Like I said, I'm pretty in tune with these boards. Like, I know what I like. You know, I know for me, I'm just a straight camera kind of guy. Like I said, my Roam board is a rocker, flat, camber, and obviously it's directional twin, so you kind of sit back. I like just true park boards, true twins. You know, I like to, you know, if I go one way or the other, it's always gonna be the same. And I literally just use that Roam board when I go in the trees and hit PAL, you know, and I don't do that much. It's not my forte, you know. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I've done it out in Colorado and Utah and Norway, but I have more fun like thinking, okay, here's a rail, here's a jump, and this is what I want to do. So anyways, other than that, if you guys have any questions about the 2023 Nitro Beast with the Zero bindings, you know, feel free to go ahead and message me. I will say, if you're looking for a slightly more responsive binding from Nitro, step up to the Team or Team Pro. That's slightly stiffer binding. The Zeros are meant more for tweaking, grabs, and stuff like that, and kind of being a little more forgiving if you don't like land something correct. You know, it's just like almost like they say skateboarding. This is a skateboard binding. So like I said, on my Aero Tele model, I have the Nitro Zero Skate or Die bindings, and I love those bindings too. So other than that, hope it helps you guys. Like I said, feel free to comment, ask questions. Here is that company that I bought these boards from, Borderline Insanity. So really good company. And other than that, hope to see you guys out there in the mountain, hitting the park, hitting the rails, and jimming your life up.
I fought the war, but the war won't stop for the love of leaving me